All right. Welcome back to the Not Perfect But Ready podcast. I'm your host, Alexander, and I'm just super excited about this season. This kicks off season 2, and I'm super excited to just share with you all kind of where life has been for me, where life is going, and where I'm hoping life will be. Season 2 is going to be an amazing season. I'm looking forward to doing more interviews, having more guests, more people to hear more about their journey and their paths. And the theme for season 2 is all about position versus purpose. And I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into that because I don't know about you, but have you ever felt like where you're currently positioned is not exactly where you feel you have purpose or where your purpose will end? And you're just kind of stuck in that in between stage of like, okay, is where I am helping me to where I'm going? I want to dive deep into that type of tension today in today's episode. But first, I want you all to just sit back and relax and think about it. Think about where you are now, your current position, what role you're in, what job you have, what career you're facing, what position are you in now? And as you're thinking about that, take a step back and think about where's your purpose? Are you aware of purpose for your life? If not, it'd definitely be a good time to think about it. I know for me, it was it was really taking the time to think about, okay, what are the things that move me? What are the things that help me enjoy life? What are the things that bring me joy? Some of the other things were what are something that like disturbs me, something that kind of gets me fired up when I see it happening. Maybe that's the thing that is pulling me to do something about it. Every time I see this thing, I feel like I got to do something about it. That could be leading towards your purpose. So maybe you haven't thought about your purpose, but those are some questions you can ask yourself. What moves me? What pulls me? What drives me to do something about it? So as we're talking about that, and or as you're sitting there thinking about that, I wrote down a few things that I just want to share with you all that's kind of helped me throughout this process and throughout this journey. The biggest thing for me is like realizing that you have to learn about being in your current position and how it can help you and prepare you for your purpose. But first, you must identify your purpose. And once you identify your purpose, now you know, okay, where your position lies. Where are you currently? For example, I remember when I was working as I was working in a restaurant and I was in the cooking position. Um, I think at this time I was still in like prep and like salads and desserts, kind of at the end of the line, right? And I remember going to work always like dressed in my Sunday's best, right? and people used to laugh at me all the time. They'd be like, "Dude, why are you're a cook and we get messy back here. Why are you coming up like super clean?" I remember they used to call me what was that guy named? Dang, I can't even think of the guy's name, but Mr. Bentley. Yeah. Mr. Bentley. Nice clean bow tie, nice dress shirt, slacks, you name it. But it was crazy because I remember one of my coworkers asked me like, "Dude, why do you dress up like this to come to the kitchen and work and get messy?" I said, "You know what? I'm dressing for where I'm going, not where I am. And where I am, yeah, I may be in salads and prep and things like that. But where I'm going is I'm going to become like a business owner, manager, whatever it was at the time. I was going up, you know. So and that always stuck with me. And I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere about, you know, 8, 10 years ago on on some other uh, church video or something that I watched about, don't prepare for where you are, prepare for where you're going kind of thing. And I took that and ran with it, as in, you know what? I don't dress for where I am. I dress for where I'm going. And I took that for motivation that, you know what? I may be at the end of the line right now, but I'm dressing like I'm at the front, So it was something that motivated me to go beyond where I was. It was something that motivated me to appreciate where I am, because I know it's going to help me get to where I want to be. And that also took me back to a time where I had to learn to take my current position seriously. And you got to ask yourself, are you taking your current position seriously? Or are you just annoyed with it because it doesn't really align, or it feels like it doesn't align with where you want to be? I would challenge you to take a deeper dive into really taking the position that you're currently in a little bit more serious. And here's why. For me, there was a time where technically my current job, where I work now, there was a time where about maybe 3.5 years ago, where I was ready to quit, ready to just leave. It just felt like things wasn't working out. I wasn't really seeing the income I wanted to see. I wasn't really having the passion and drive for the type of work I was doing. And I wanted to get into something else because I felt like what I wanted to do didn't align with what I was doing. I felt like my purpose was not going to be fulfilled in my current position. And my current position was not going to do anything to help me get even closer to it. So I remember really thinking about that. And I called my mom. I was on the phone with my mom about it. And she was like, sometimes you just got to make sure you apply yourself and give your all. Give your all. Before you quit that place, before you decide to resign, be sure that you really gave your all. And I got thinking about that, man, because I was like, you know what? You really can't make the right decisions when you're stuck in an emotional state. Sometimes you just react and you're not thinking, you're just feeling. And I would ask myself, I was like, am I really applying myself to my current position? Or is this just something I decided to just do the bare minimum just so that I can get by? And it got me thinking, okay, no, I really haven't applied myself. No, I really haven't given this current position a fair chance. So before I quit or before I give up, I'm going to make sure I go all in and make sure that it's not me, but it's the job. And that meant, making sure I showed up on time, making sure I went above and beyond, making sure I exercised my personal skills and my personal gifts and applied them to my position, my current position. And lo and behold, it turned out that, you know what, it wasn't where I was. It was where I wasn't focused on where I was that was keeping me down. I was focused on where I wanted to be. That wasn't allowing me to go up. And I needed to apply myself in the position I was in, because applying myself in that position prepared me for the role and the gifts or the role and the purpose of a purpose. It prepared me to see beyond where I am in a positive light, not a negative light. And it prepared me to enjoy the current position. And I would encourage everybody in this type of field of life, when you're really trying to, you know, transition into purpose, or you're really trying to figure out what your purpose is in life, ask yourself, am I really applying myself wholeheartedly to this current position? Whether that's a certain job, a certain relationship, whatever it is, are you applying yourself wholeheartedly? Because sometimes it's not a different job that's going to change it. It's not a different relationship that's going to change it. It's your attitude towards where you are that will change everything for you. And that's what I had to do. I had to change my attitude. I had to change my efforts. I had to apply more. I had to think positive. I had to think beyond where the current position. And yeah, it turned out that after I did that, promotions started happening. Opportunities started opening up. Things started to become a little bit more clear of, oh, okay, the things I'm learning now are helping me for my purpose. The things I'm learning in my current position are positioning me for my purpose. So that's where I wanted to really tag along in this season, is just like thinking about that, right? Thinking about, okay, what I'm learning now and how I'm applying myself now and how I'm showing up now and how I'm thinking about now and how I'm enjoying now is positioning me for purpose. So I want to share with you, as far as like a reality check in that moment for me. It was really, you know, me struggling of being in that drop role, me struggling of thinking like, okay, I don't think this is it. Only to realize that it was. I just had to not quit and apply myself. And you get to that place where you start to believe that there's more to your current role. When you start to believe that there's more to your life than where you are, challenge yourself to think about where you're going and write it out, journal it, pray about it, whatever you got to do to find peace and purpose and get clarity in that. Seek wisdom, seek guidance, counseling, mentorship, whatever you have to do to help, put the pieces together on your purpose. Because once you can identify purpose, you will start to appreciate and know what to do in your current position to get you there. And I'll say this, like, your purpose doesn't start when you arrive. Your purpose is continuously developing. Right now, where you are, purpose is developing right now for you. Just gotta change the way you're thinking about it and give yourself a clear idea of what that is. And your job might not be your job may not be your current calling in life, but it can still be your classroom. Let me say that again. Your job might not be your calling, but it can still be your classroom. It can still be the place where you're learning, where you're taking every little thing that you're doing and applying it to developing skills, leadership skills, or management skills, whatever it is. It can teach you things, and your current position can teach you things right now, and it will be preparing you or positioning you for purpose. You just got to believe it, and you got to see it differently. Have a paradigm shift, if you will, of your current position. Think about that. Some of you guys are ready to just give up. Some of you guys are ready to just throw in the towel. And in some cases, in some situations, that may be the answer, to just give up, to throw in the towel, to turn around or go pursue something different. That may be the case. I would just go back to thinking again and asking yourself, did I give my all? Did I apply 100% effort into being the best I can be in this position? And if the answer is yes, and it's still not giving you rest, or it's still not getting you closer to purpose, then it may be time to go. If the answer is no, then it may be time to show yourself stronger than where you are. Apply yourself and do more. That's going to be great for a lot of people. I think that's a revelation for a lot of people in their lives and in their current position right now. So you got to think about some of the reflecting questions, like, what's one thing your current position is teaching you? When we consider our current position being a classroom, what is it teaching you? Ask yourself that. For me, it taught me leadership. It taught me accountability. It taught me professionalism, being professional. It taught me how to be teachable. And it taught me how to manage. And I think that was the thing when I start to realize, oh, this is teaching me things. That's when I start to realize, oh, I'm in the right position. I just have to look at it a different way. Another question you can ask yourself in this time is, am I investing my time where I want to grow, or just where I feel comfortable? Am I investing my time where I want to grow, or only in the places where I feel comfortable? That's a big question when you really think about it. Are you only applying yourself where life is comfortable for you, where things are comfortable for you, where things come easy to you? Or are you really applying yourself in those places where you need to grow in? Are you seeking the help? Are you asking other leaders? Are you asking other people in places and areas of opportunity in your life where you need to grow in? And it's a good way to just check in on the reality of, like, okay, am I being intentional about where I want to be? Or am I just comfortable where I'm at? And at that time in my life, I was not comfortable where I was. So I knew that meant I had to challenge myself. And I know sometimes we could be just afraid of growth, or we could just be honestly afraid of accountability and knowing that we're not doing well in a certain area. But that doesn't have to stop us from becoming, and that doesn't have to stop us from pursuing purpose in our current position. We just got to be willing to put in the work, and we got to be willing to stretch beyond what's comfortable. The saying is, you got to be ready to be uncomfortable, or get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? I actually got a job saying that once. Yeah, they were like, sales is uncomfortable, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm ready to be comfortable with uncomfortable. So it was that got me the job. That was pretty cool. And apparently that was a saying, and I never knew it was a saying, or at least from my understanding, I never heard anyone say that. And I said it during that interview, and they were like, okay, you're hired. So that's pretty cool. And one thing you can do is evaluate how you are spending your time, and learn that are you coming to peace with your current position? Because if you can come to peace with your current position, it will make your purpose a little bit more clear. Understand that, okay, you know what? I was ready to give up on this thing, but I need to come to peace that where I am now is going to make where I'm going a little bit more clear. It will help me understand it a little bit more. It'll help me appreciate where I am a little bit more. So just be ready for that and think about that deeply. Another thing I like to just kind of ask myself in these situations when it comes to, the purpose hiding in your current position is, am I allowing myself to be led, or do I just want to be the leader? I had to die down to pride and allow myself to be led, to trust again, to trust leadership again, to be vulnerable and open with leadership about where I wanted to be and where I was trying to go. And that gave me the confidence and even the reassurance that, you know what, I'm where I need to be, because the people around me are actually trying to help me get there, get to where I want to be. So look into trusting your leadership. If you don't trust your leadership, find someone you can trust that's in leadership, like a mentor or something, to where you can get a little bit more clarity about where you're going and get a little bit more understanding and coming to peace with your current position, so that your purpose can become clear. And I do want to kind of close with this, or just kind of talk about this, because it's a shift in focus, right? Your purpose requires an investment. And that's something people got to learn too. Like, it does require investing in becoming, right? Purpose does cost something, and it costs time, it costs energy and comfort. And I'm reading from my notes here because I don't want to screw things up. You got to start budgeting your time like your money. Put more into what multiplies your purpose. Put more time into what's going to multiply your purpose. Again, you have to identify that purpose. And once you identify that purpose, put more time into those things that are going to help multiply and increase the value of it, getting you closer and closer to it. And that's, practical steps is a schedule weekly time for your purpose project. Use your job as seed money to fund your calling, and build connections that align with your purpose. Make small, attainable, repeatable changes and build up, and set goals that don't feel so out of reach. I want to say, I remember my mentor told me, he said, does your current position, will it fund your goal or your purpose, or one of the things you want to do? Is it going to fund your project, your dream? And I remember at that time I was like, actually, no, it won't. And he told me, he was like, okay, well, if your current position can't fund the dream or where you want to go, or can't help you build value into getting closer to that dream, whether it's financial freedom, whether it's buying a house, whether it's getting a car, or whatever it was, whatever that goal was, then maybe it's time to step into a different role to get a raise, or step into a different career. So some of you are thinking, hey, Alexander, man, I'm applying myself. Everything's great. I love my job, and things just still don't work out for me. Well, maybe your current position isn't funding your purpose. So think about that. Maybe it is time to seek leadership roles or to seek a different career. I like thinking about stuff like that. Like, is where I am helping me get to where I'm going? So um, I'll leave with this. I'll leave you all with this real quick. Your position might be temporary, but your purpose is eternal. Your position might be temporary, but your purpose is eternal. Don't rush the process. Redeem the position you're in. Let me repeat that again. Don't rush the process. Redeem the position you're in. And if you're feeling stuck, you're not lost, you're being positioned. Hey, come on now. Let's go. That was dope to me. Like, just thinking about some of these things. Like, again, if you're feeling stuck, you're not lost, you're being positioned. Sometimes we feel like nothing's happening, and God is really just positioning us for the next big move or the next step. And we just have to see it in that light. We just have to seek Him, and we just have to seek an understanding of, okay, where I am is helping me for where I'm going. I'm not stuck. I'm being positioned. Man, I'm super excited for season 2 to just take off and see what's going on next. I'm hoping to really look into just interviewing a few more people that I know. And hey, if you're listening to this podcast and you would like to share your, uh, position versus purpose story, or want to be, a guest on my show, please reach out to me, DM me, or give me a call if you got my number. I'm not going to put my number on here. Y'all crazy. But anyway, I'm looking forward to helping you all, helping myself, but also just getting into purpose, man. Enjoying the current position as I'm going into my purpose. Once again, this is the the Not Perfect But Ready podcast, where we are helping each other pursue dreams, pursue purpose in the midst of everything not being perfect. And y'all know what it is. It's time to redeem yourself, right? It's progress over perfection every time. I'll see y'all in the next one.